What's up, guys? It's been a little while, but we're back. Football season is upon us, and the Saints versus Chiefs preseason Week 1 game just ended, and this is a lot to cover because we saw the starters play at the beginning of the game. We saw Jameis Winston play most of the first half after Derek Carr went out, and then we got to see Jake Haener and then, the backups play the second half. But this was a kind of a wild, genuinely a wild preseason game. You don't watch preseason games for crazy type of endings, but the Saints ended this game on a walk-off game-winning field goal to win 26-24, which, it's preseason. That doesn't matter whatsoever, but it's really fucking funny. It is really funny because the game was lost. The Chiefs had the ball up 24-17. They were running the clock out, and then for whatever reason, they decided to throw a screen that one of the defensive linemen intercepted. It was number 91. I should know his name because he got a pick, but I don't know his name. I'm looking through the box score right now to see if I can figure out his name. I don't know. He was number 91. If you guys know in the comments, please let me know what that guy's name was. But anyway, what a game for a preseason game. But let's start this off with the starters that played. We saw Derek Carr lead the Saints offense to start the game, and the offense could not have been better to start the game. It was literally a flawless drive. Derek Carr went 6 for 8 for 70 yards and a touchdown on the opening drive. Michael Thomas caught a pass. Juwan Johnson caught a few passes. The touchdown ended up being to Keith Kirkwood, which was very unexpected. He was playing with the starters because of the fact that Rashid Shaheed is currently dealing with an injury that he had in camp the other day. He'll probably be back for Week 1, but he didn't play in this game. But yeah, he played for the starters, and he caught a touchdown. Olave didn't catch any passes, but, it's whatever. Alvin Kamara looked really good. They actually threw a screen to Alvin Kamara that got a lot of yards, which was kind of crazy. Like I said, Juwan Johnson caught some passes. The opening drive could not have been better. It was basically a dream come true. When you envision what the Saints could be this season, what they did this opening drive was nothing short of fucking impressive. And then the starting defense went out there and stopped Mahomes because the Chiefs starters played too to start this game. Mahomes and Travis Kelce and all of them were playing in this game, and the defense stopped them. The Chiefs starters scored 0 points in this game. All 24 of these points from their backups against our backup defense, which is, excellent. And then once Derek Carr went out of the game, Jameis Winston came in the game for the rest of the first half, and he did fucking great too. My GOAT, Jameis Winston. Y'all know how much I love Jameis Winston. I hate what happened to him because, I think Dennis Allen did him absolutely dirty last year, not giving him another chance. But that's not up for discussion today. Jameis Winston in this preseason game went 11 for 13 for 92 yards and a touchdown. The touchdown was a beautiful pass to 6th-round rookie wide receiver A.T. Perry, who had a fucking amazing game today. He had 6 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown. He had a great game. I did not expect that much out of a rookie. He had a lot of playing time today, but still, 6 catches for 70 yards in a preseason game, pretty fucking good. And that touchdown pass to A.T. Perry was just perfect placement. It was a great throw, great catch. You fucking love to see that type of stuff. You just love that. We saw Jimmy Graham get some run, too, in the game. He had a catch for 10 yards. Not crazy amount of reps because, he doesn't need to play in the preseason. He's 36 years old. But Saints fans seeing Jimmy Graham play in the Superdome that's great. That's awesome to see. That's fucking great. I don't think anyone expected Jimmy Graham to come back to the Saints in the year 2023, but he did come back and he caught a pass. Now, how big of a role will he play this season? I'm not quite sure. I believe Juwan Johnson is still the starting tight end, as he should be because of the way he ended off last year. But I think Jimmy Graham, since he played with Jameis Winston in the second team, I'm guessing he's the second tight end right now because I didn't see much of Foster Moreau. Maybe I'm just dumb and he was blocking and I just didn't see him, but I didn't see much of Foster Moreau today. So, I don't know. Bryan Edwards played a little bit. He had 3 catches for 37 yards. I don't think he really did much in the game until towards the end. He'll probably make the roster, but he's going to be your wide receiver 5 or 6. Nothing crazy there. Jamal Williams got some run. He had 9 carries for 28 yards. He ran pretty tough in this game, but, there's nothing to go crazy over. Kendre Miller didn't have a great game. He was uninspiring, to say the least, but it's also preseason Week 1. I'm not I'm not upset and he's a bust or whatever. I wasn't a huge fan of the pick at the time. I get, Kamara's going to be suspended and all that, but it's only 3 games. And I get they were bracing for the worst case scenario, but I just don't think you needed to draft Kendrick Miller. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying he can't be a great player, but this game, he didn't impress me. 4 carries for 5 yards, 1.3 yards to carry. I mean, that's not going to do it. Now, also, like I said, he could be great. We'll see. I just don't really care for that. The defense, who got the pick? Ugo Amadi had a pick today. And then the defensive lineman got a pick at the end of the game, and I don't know his name. I need to figure out his name because I would really like to know. Just because when you get a pick at the end of the game, I'm about to find it. Intercepted by K. Phillips. Okay, I don't know what his first name is, but K. Phillips got the pick at the end of the game. Fucking great play. It was like a screen, and it just somehow got right back in his fucking hands, and he just bobbled it, and he caught it. Let's see, K, what's his first name? Kyle Phillips? That must be him, Kyle Phillips. All right, great fucking play by you, Kyle Phillips. You're the GOAT. Something else that disappointed me in this game. Alontae Taylor got some run with the second team. Adebo played cornerback 2 today with the starters. Alontae Taylor did not look good. He actually got burned a couple times, and he got beat on a touch. He didn't get beat. There was like a miscommunication from the play, but it was his responsibility. It was his fuck up. Alontae Taylor did not look great today. Now, Alontae Taylor was fantastic last season, but this is something to keep an eye on because Adebo and Alontae Taylor are currently battling for that number 2 cornerback spot opposite of Lattimore. So we'll see what happens there. I think right now Adebo actually has the lead because he's had a better camp and he had a better preseason game today. But we'll see what happens. We did see Adebo kind of take a step back last season in his sophomore season, but he was dealing with injuries all that season, which could have had a big factor. Or also just the sophomore slump. That shit happens too. We saw Lattimore take a bit of a step back in his second season. We saw Marcus Williams take a bit of a step back in his second season. So this is nothing new to us, especially watching our young defensive players take a step back kind of their second year, just because that just, shit happens. It's the infamous saying, sophomore slump. It happens. Alontae Taylor could be looking at a sophomore slump. It's also very early on in the season. It's preseason week 1, so I'm not saying he's going to suck this year at all. It's just, I'm just saying right now Adebo would definitely have the edge in that number 2 cornerback spot. Jake Haener played quarterback at the end of the first half, and he led a touchdown drive at the end of the game to score a touchdown. We failed the 2-point conversion to take the lead, but then we got the pick, and which ended up setting up our game-winning field goal. Jake Haener did okay. His stat line looks good. 10 for 17, 105 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. The pick was bad, but that shit happens. Jake Haener didn't wow me at all. I still think he actually fucking sucks, believe it or not. But he had a great drive at the end of the game, and he deserves his praise. He's probably going to get from Saints fans. To me, he's just Ian Book. To me, and is that disrespectful to him? Yeah, because Ian Book didn't really do anything like this in the preseason, like Jake Haener. But, I mean, that's just my opinion. Jake Haener didn't wow me today, but he did make up for his very shitty game with a great drive at the end of the game. So, shout out to Jake Haener for that. But, I mean, other than that, there's not much going on here. Preseason week 1, we got a very random, dramatic win. And I'm not here to talk about the Chiefs starters, I'm here to talk about the Saints, and I think we talked about everyone, so I think that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a little while since I did some commentary videos about the Saints, but we're back. Football is back now. Next week we play the Chargers in Los Angeles, I think. And before y'all know it, pretty soon I'm going to have some record predictions out for y'all, predicting how the Saints are going to do this year. I need to redeem myself after last year, because last year me and Nos collabed to make a record prediction video, and we predicted 12-5, and I was very confident in saying that, talking about how the Saints were so underrated and all that, and they went 7-10 and had a terrible season. So I'm going to be a little more humble on this one, because I guess I just wasn't prepared for it to be that bad, but y'all will see. Y'all will see. I may have some interesting takes on how the Saints will do next year, but the starters today definitely made me excited for this season. I hope they did for y'all too. I have some highlight videos for this game. I have Derek Carr, his opening drive. I probably have some Jameis video and his opening or his couple drives he played. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.